Before we get first pitch in for the first game of the Big 12 softball tournament, we got a big weekend ahead for OU baseball. Toby Rowland previewed the Sooners' final home series of the season.
Hey, Chris, it's a big weekend for the Sooner baseball team. The final home series of the regular season. Who knows? Maybe they'll be back for the postseason, but final weekend of the regular season as they host Baylor for 3 games starting Friday night at 6:30. Oklahoma starts the weekend with a 3-game lead in the Big 12 with 6 conference games to go. That puts their magic number at 4. Baylor is fighting just to get into the Big 12 tournament. Only the top 10 of 13 teams playing baseball in the Big 12 this year will make it to Arlington, and Baylor starts the weekend in 11th place. So they need a strong finish just to make it to the Big 12 tournament.
Toby will be on the call all weekend long for Oklahoma and Baylor. We'll talk about it all evening and all afternoon here on the Sooner Sports Network. All right, we're ready for first pitch. Finally, Presley Limbaugh digs in. The Sooners and their 5 infielders are set. And after a delay, the first pitch on a Thursday afternoon in Oklahoma City is a little bit low and away for ball 1. 2:05 as projected first pitch after the length of the BYU-Oklahoma State game. Bouncer towards short, cut off by Jennings, throws. Oh, Sid dropped it. Safe at first base is Limbaugh. Oklahoma did what they've done a few times this season with slap hitters. They did it in Orlando, and they did it a couple of times against Limbaugh in Lawrence. They'll bring in that 5th infielder, but that's going to be ruled an infield hit. And here's Ainsley Linduff with a runner at first, and the first pitch from Maxwell is fouled straight back. They did indeed rule that a hit. Jennings was on the left side of the infield with herself, Jada, and Brita. And even with 3 infielders, they couldn't get to the slap in time. Here's the 0-1 to the right fielder, Linda, fouled back. Sooners defense playing in tight on the infield with Brito at third. Jennings a little shaded towards the bag at second at short. Same for Torres playing second. And also on that right side of the infield, Sid Sanders even with the bat. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Kelly Maxwell to Linda. Popped up on the infield. Oh, that one flares out to center field. Coleman shovels it back in to try to get the force at second. And what looked like it was going to be an easy pop-out just flared on out to center field. And Kansas is cooking here in the first inning. Back-to-back singles. And Oklahoma in a little bit of trouble as Lyric Moore comes to the plate. Lyric Moore is the true bomber on this team. First pitch from Maxwell is in for a strike. We have a very delayed strike call from our home plate umpire, Terry Holt. Leah Dahm is over at first. Dustin Douglas is at third. Lyric Moore, 6 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Good start for Kansas, first and second. Nobody out. Ground ball right side into right field, a base hit. Rounding third, coming home is Limbaugh. The throw by Pickering is not in time. Everyone moves up 60. And Kansas takes a 1-zip lead on a Sinai single through the right side by Lyric Moore. And it's 1-0 Jayhawks. Kansas was no hit by Kelly Maxwell heading into the bottom of the 7th inning, the first time these two teams played in Big 12 play. Now the first 3 hitters have reached on a single, and Jen Rocha is going to go out and talk to her battery of Maxwell and Hansen. Patty Gasso is going to talk to the infield. You know, DJ Sanchez was with us last week, and she'll be with us in the postseason going forward. Destiny McElroy will join us on tomorrow and Saturday's broadcast, we hope. Not from Destiny's point, but you're down 1-0 already. But there had been a couple of problems on the right side of the infield where I don't know if maybe there was some confusion about who was going to go get the ball, but it looked like there was a play to be made by Sid Sanders on that ground ball to the right side. They haven't given us the feed up here yet. They've had the ESPN Plus feed, and it's been delayed, so we usually get a chance to, quote-unquote, see replays. But regardless, Kansas is struck first after holding on for dear life last night against Houston. The Jayhawks have jumped out to an early 1-zip lead as Haley Kripe digs infield in, first pitch strike from Kelly Maxwell. When I tell you we have a delayed strike call from our home plate umpire, I don't even know if I can do it justice. Second and third, nobody out. Here's the 0-1 from Maxwell. Swing and a miss, strike two. Kripe chased it. No balls and 2 strikes. Kripe pitches .290 on the season, but 20 extra base hits, led the team. 39 runs batted in, led the team. The 0-2 pitch misses low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. One zip Kansas. They strike first here in the top of the first inning. Check swing fouled back on the 1-2 pitch. A leadoff infield single by Presley Limbaugh. A little flare into center field by Ainsley Linduff. And then an RBI single into right field by Lyric Moore. Second and third, nobody out. The 1-2 from Maxwell. Rocks fires, popped up left field. Boone is under it. Runner tags. Boone makes the catch. Fakes a go. The throw in is all the way to home and blocked by Kinsey Hansen. 1 away. Linduff faked the tag. Jennifer McFalls was selling it. But straight back to the bag goes Linduff. Here's Olivia Bruno. Right-handed hitting Bruno. Listed as the DP today. First pitch in for a strike. A late start due to the length of the first game, but also a frustrating start for the Sooners as Kansas has been seeing Maxwell well. 0-1, a little low. Good job by Hansen, the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, to go down and get it. Our pregame show was so long that maybe you might have missed our weather report earlier. It's gorgeous here today. There's a slight north wind, but it's not playing much of a factor yet. The 1-1, swing and a miss, strike two. The flags behind the second wall in center field are slightly, kind of lazily blowing towards right field. 2 Big 12 flags to the left and the right of Old Glory and straightaway center. 1-2, swing and a miss! 2 away. There you go, Kelly Maxwell. Campbell Bagshaw makes her way to the plate. No outfield bleachers.
Number 6, Campbell Bagshaw.
So it's all, I guess you could say, the regular set seating here at the newly named Devon Park. As the first pitch to Bagshaw with runners at second and third is inside for ball 1. This week, an exciting announcement. The commitment of Devon Energy to rename USA Softball Hall of Fame Stadium Devon Park. Check swing on a pitch up and in. Did she go? She did. Strike 1. Bagshaw, a .303 hitter. 32 runs batted in, 3 home runs. 1-zip Kansas. They've come out hot. The 1-1. Caught that outside corner. Strike 2. This used to be OG&E Energy Field at USA Softball Hall of Fame Stadium. Now it is all just Devon Park. And now the Sooners need to get a big K from Kelly Maxwell to end this threat. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Pop foul straight back towards us. Sooners, kind of give you an idea of when OU got here. Sooners arrived at their set time of about 12:45, so they've been waiting around like Kansas has for first pitch. Maxwell rocks and fires with a 1-2, ground ball right side. Torres gobbles it up, throws to first, inning over. Kansas does some damage, 3 straight singles to start the game, and as we head to the bottom of the first inning, Oklahoma trails the Jayhawks 1-0. Jada Coleman will lead things off for the Sooners as we head to the bottom of the first inning. It's 1-0. Kansas leads Oklahoma. And a bit of a surprise starter maybe for the Kansas Jayhawks as Lizzie Ludwig gets the start. 0-2 on the season. This is her 3rd start of the year. And as Coleman digs in, the righty stares in. The first pitch to Jada. A little up, ball 1. Yeah, we talked to the guys with the Kansas radio network, and they did speculate. They thought this was a possibility. Coleman takes strike. Yeah, there you go. Strike 1 right on the outside corner. This guy's got to call strikes faster. It's going to drive me crazy all day long. 1 ball and a strike to Jada. See if she can get things started good for the Sooners. And misses low. Started good. Proper English. Started well for Oklahoma here. Sooners saw Ludwig in the 17-0 game. 1 inning, 3 hits, 4 runs. Only 2 of them were earned. She walked 3. The 2-1 pitch is low and away. Ball 3. This is something that I guess you could say we have seen a little bit more recently. With Ludwig for Kansas, the 3-1 to Coleman is strike 2 on the outer edge. Coleman thought it was ball 4. It would also lead you to believe that maybe Ludwig's a little bit more of a junk ball, spin it a bit, knowing the Sooners have had trouble with that. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Coleman, way up, ball 4, and the Sooners' leadoff hitter is aboard. Our great friend, Sooner Administrator Toby Baldwin, had pointed out if you are anywhere south of Norman and beyond the Texas border, be safe. There is a massive storm that has popped up. What would you say, like golf ball size hail? Here's the first pitch to Ella Parker. The freshman is our Love's Travel Stops player to watch today, and it misses up high, ball 1. Parker had the big 3-run home run that blew the game open Sunday. It was her 10th home run of the season, and the freshman is one of the 10 finalists for Freshman of the Year. The 1-0 pitch is a little bit in, ball 2. Sooners trail Kansas here, 1-0. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Tiare Jennings waits on deck. Jada Coleman reached with a leadoff walk. Here's the 2-0. Outside, ball 3. Ludwig, face mask and all, finds the zone for strike 1. Sophomore out of Freeburg, Illinois. Freeburg Community High School. The 3-1 pitch to Parker, swings and grounds it foul down the first base line. Ooh, she had a cut. Has not gone more than 4 full innings this season. 4 2/3, 6 hits, 6 runs against Oklahoma State. 3 1/3. Gave up 4 runs on 1 hit against BYU. The 3-2 to Parker is fouled back. Coleman is going to get a workout if this keeps up. If you're tuning in and you're wondering why things seem so far behind, our first pitch wasn't until 2:05. We appreciate all of our affiliates for hanging in there with us during our extended pregame show. The 3-2 pitch to Parker is low and outside. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks to start the game for the Sooners, and here comes T.R.A. Jennings. As T.R.A. Jennings strides to the plate, take a look at that Kansas defense as Lyric Moore will walk out and chat with Lizzie Ludwig. Bagshaw is over at first, Rozak at second, Kripe at short, with Anderson at third. We'll see how they play Jennings here. Limbaugh's out and left with Price in center and Riley Linduff out and right. That battery of Ludwig and Moore.
Now batting number 23, T.R.A. Jennings.
Here she comes. T.R.A. Nobody seems to have more success here in a Sooner uniform in Oklahoma City at Devon Park than T.R.A. Jennings. First and second, nobody out. First pitch swinging, and she drives it down the right field line, slicing foul and out of play. She gave that one a shot. She gave it a ride. Winner of this game will play BYU, who upset Oklahoma State in the game prior to ours, second year in a row. Second year in a row, Oklahoma State has been eliminated in the first round. No balls and a strike to T.R.A. Parker at first, Coleman at second. Ludwig, first time she's been ahead of a hitter all game. Misses a little bit up, 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, I say all game, it's the third hitter. It just seems like we've been here a long time. Jennings takes the 1-1 pitch in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. If T.R.A. Jennings gets something to hit here, she's going to hit it a mile. If Ludwig puts this anywhere near the plate, the Sooners are up 3-zip. The 2-1 is way inside, ball 3. Patty Gasso in the third base coach's box, 30th season with the Sooners, looks down. Call card in hand. Folly Palima Steele in her first year. Coach Steele over at first. Watching as Jennings waits for the 3-1. Here it comes. Pop foul down the right side, slicing well out of play. No upper deck seating during the Big 12 tournament. Good crowd for 2:23 p.m. on a Thursday, that's for certain. Full count now here to Jennings. Brito waits on deck. The 3-2 pitch. Ground ball. It hits Ludwig. The ball rolls towards first, and everybody's safe. Bases loaded as that ball hit right off the foot of Lizzie Ludwig, trickled towards first, and nothing Bagshaw could do. Bases loaded for Alyssa Brito as the Sooners have their first hit of the game. Jennifer McFalls is making her way out to talk to her infield right now. I don't anticipate a pitching change, but again, for Lizzie Ludwig, this has not been a common occurrence to get a start in a big moment like this. Laura Heberling is out talking to her starting pitcher. Watching the replay now, it hit right off her back foot, right off Ludwig's back foot, to kind of give you an idea of how luck has been for the Sooners over the last few weeks. A shot like that in the first 2 games of the Bedlam series would have ricocheted the third baseman and would have been a triple play. In this instance, it just died over at first. It's Brito time. Bases are loaded. Sooners down a run. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Infield in for Kansas. First pitch to Brito is low, ball 1. A leadoff walk to Jada Coleman. A walk to Ella Parker. And then the single by Jennings has loaded the bases. The 1-0. A little bit in, almost hit her. 2 balls and no strikes. And our vantage point is a little unique. We are obviously elevated here, high above Devon Park. But it doesn't look like these pitches are all that close from Ludwig right now. The 2-0, there's a strike. That pitch even looked a little bit low. This will be the 23rd pitch of the first inning for Ludwig. Here comes the 2-1. Brito swings and lines it down the right field line. It's fair. It's fair. And into the corner. Coleman scores. Here comes Parker. She'll score. A 2-run double by Alyssa Brito that brought up chalk. And it's 2-1 Sooners. Linduff out in right field is begging for Jennifer McFalls to challenge this. She came out right away with her hands on her ears looking for the challenge. McFalls will walk out and chat with our home plate umpire. We're getting the review here. I think that's fair. And again, we don't have a slow motion angle here, but on the first look we had, that looked like it hit the chalk on the warning track. Now, Linda had the best view of all, and she came away, even though she hustled to get the ball back in quickly, she came up firing, which usually isn't the way that somebody that feels like it's a foul ball would react. See, we're getting the review, watching Brito follow it. I think this is the same angle, isn't it, Toby? Slicing. Linduff did not react in right field like somebody that originally thought it was a foul ball. Yeah, there's got to be a different angle than the one that we're getting right now on the ESPN Plus broadcast, because the one on the ESPN Plus broadcast would lead you to believe that it is fair, but you never know. This review is brought to you by Noble McIntyre, our buddy Noble McIntyre and McIntyre Law, the law firm you should turn to for all your personal injury needs. Let's see, getting another look at it here. First baseman moving. Ooh, the home plate umpire is looking at it from the same angle that this camera replay from the on-deck circle. Yeah, fair ball is the call, and it's an RBI double, making a 2-run double for Alyssa Brito, and the Sooners have taken a 2-1 lead. Runs batted in, number 51 and 52 on the season for Brito. And here's Alina Torres with runners at second and third, and still nobody out. Boy, Torres has been on some kind of heater for the Sooners recently. Righty-righty matchup. Infield still in tight. First pitch low, ball 1. 2-1 Sooners. Bottom of the first. BYU awaits in the second round of the Big 12 tournament. Torres swings and pops one into shallow right field. Catch is made by Linduff, tagging and faking a run home, and now coming home is Jennings. It's 3-1 Sooners. Jennings faked as if she was going to come home, and Linduff from right field for some reason threw behind the runner. A sac fly, RBI for Torres. And I say this not to try to sound rude, but a bonehead play in right field by Linduff. And she acknowledged it immediately, but she came up firing towards third base. Jennings had tagged, and instead of going back to the back, she just took off for home. Here's Pickering, first pitch in for a strike. How about this response? Brito stands at second now, 3-1 Sooners, 1 out, bottom of the first. Here's the 0-1 to Pickering, way up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Season numbers for Pickering, 377, 38 runs batted in, 16 extra base hits, hit her 7th home run of the season on Sunday against Oklahoma State. The 1-1 is low, 2 balls and a strike. Sooners give up a run in the top of the first inning and put 3 on the board in the bottom half. Are they done yet? The 2-1 pitch. Strike 2. Right on the inside edge. With runners in scoring position all totaled on the season, Cassidy Pickering is hitting .413. The 2-2 grounded right side, fair ball. Bagshaw gloves it basically on the bag for the second out of the inning. Brito advances to third. And Kinsey Hansen will bat with 2 outs.
Number 9, Kinsey Hansen.
And will look to add to the Sooners' 2-run lead. The Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. The Sooner catcher waits on the first pitch from Ludwig. Here it comes, and it's a first pitch strike right down Lindsay. They have moved the action clock from our 2 appearances here during the regular season. It's now just beyond the left center field wall. The 0-1 pitch. Hansen hits it that way and deep at the track, off the wall. Brito will score easily, sliding in with a 2-out RBI double is Kinsey Hansen, and it's 4-1 Sooners. Flex on him, K9. It looked for a moment like it might leave the yard, and that ball thudded off the left center field wall, easily scoring Brito. And here's Riley Boone, the 8-hole hitter. And the Sooners are up 4-1. First pitch to Boone. A little bit out, ball 1. Riley Boone hitting .413 on the season. Coming off a solid Sunday game against Oklahoma State where she had 3 hits and scored a run. Here's the 1-0. A little bit in, ball 2. 4-1 Sooners. 2 outs, runner at second, bottom of the first inning. Two balls and no strikes to Booney. She jumps out of the way of a ball that's called a strike on the inside corner. I see you, Boone, trying to get that call on the inside edge. Sid Sanders waits on deck. Here's the 2-1. Boone takes strike 2. She didn't like it. Lyric Moore was set up outside, and that ball came what looked to be right down the middle. A 2-2 count. Boone waits the pitch. Chop towards short. Hansen waits the throw. Not in time. Boone beat it out. It's an infield single. First and third with 2 away. With Jennifer McFall's dare using her second challenge here with 2 outs in the first inning on a close play at first. Bagshaw is shaking her head in disbelief. But it looks like for Boone, it'll be her 4th hit in her last 4 at-bats. Her 5th in her last 6. Oh, Boone did beat it out. Here's Sanders with runners at first and third. First pitch off to second goes Boone. They'll throw down. Now they'll get Boone in a rundown, and they'll tag her out. The run will count. The run will count. Boone got in the rundown, and Hansen scored before the tag out. What a play by the senior. She was off to second. As Lyric Moore threw it down, she stopped. Kripe in a dead sprint tried to get her before Hansen scored. She did not. It's a 5-run first inning, and as we head to the second inning, Oklahoma 5, Kansas 1. Oh, back to work. Digging in is the right-handed hitting third baseman Ashlyn Anderson. First pitch from Maxwell, low and away, ball 1. there should be a category where Riley Boone can get an RBI for something like that. That was amazing. Did she run out of the baseline? Maybe. The 1-0 pitch misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. To Ashlyn Anderson. 5 runs on 4 hits for the Sooners. A run on 3 hits for Kansas. Maxwell behind 2-0. The pitch in for strike 1. Boone out shallow in left field. Really giving that left field line to Anderson. Straight away for Coleman in center. A little deeper in right for Pickering. Infield pretty much straight up with even Brito playing even with the bag, which is unique. 2-1. Check swing. Missed inside. Ball 3. Those of you just a little bit south of here, south of Norman, be safe. I know our friends in Goldsby are getting hit right now. 3-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. I heard from Eric and Larissa Holquin. Eric's down in Gainesville today, but she's in Ardmore, and she said the hail is hitting them right now, so be safe. It's pretty gorgeous here in OKC. The 3-2 pitch. Oh, just missed a little bit out. Ball 4 on a pitch that looked like it should have been strike 3. Wow. Leadoff hitter aboard for the second straight inning for Kansas. Here's the second baseman, Sarah Rozak. She showed bunt, takes the ball inside. I guess that 3-2 pitch from Maxwell was a little bit out on that outer edge. The 1-0 pitch to Rozak. Line drive, right center field. Pickering races over, makes the catch, throws behind the runner at first, doubled her off. What in the world was Ashlyn Anderson thinking? She was almost to second when Pickering ranged over, made the play, threw behind her for the double play at first. I mean, Kansas has been its own worst enemy here through the first inning and 2/3. It was a hard hit ball, but Pickering had a beat on it the whole way. Here's Angela Price now, the 9-hole hitter with 2 outs. First pitch, low and away, ball 1. Log on to Soonersports.com/kids for information about joining the Sooner Junior Kids Club, presented by OG&E and brought to you in part by Orthodontics exclusively. And Sooner Softball is brought to you by Brahms Ice Cream and Dairy Stores, farm fresh for over 50 years. The 1-0 pitch is in for a strike, 1-1. Five to 1 Sooners, top of the second, 2 outs. Here's the 1-1. Low and away, 2 balls and a strike. BYU 7-2 with the win over Oklahoma State. That was a 7-0 game in the top of the 6th inning. Oklahoma State added a couple in the 6th. BYU shut them down. The 2-1 pitch bounced to third, right to Brito. Throws a laser over to first to end a very quiet second inning for the Kansas Jayhawks. We head to the bottom of the second. Sooners 5, Jayhawks 1. You're listening to Sooner Softball, presented by Love's Travel Stops. First pitch of the second inning is a strike on the outside corner to Sid Sanders. 5-1 OU as we head to the bottom of the second. Quarterfinal action, the Big 12 tournament, Devon Park. What is a gorgeous afternoon here in OKC. Sanders swings and drills one deep to right field, but racing back and leaping is Linduff, who makes the catch at the warning track for the first out. Sooners turn the lineup over here in the second. Jada Coleman getting her second look at Lizzie Ludwig. Coleman walked and scored a run in her first at bat. First pitch, swings and drills it deep to left center field, and it is gone! Oh, baby, what a shot! It's 6-1 Sooners. Coleman knew what she was getting, and she unloaded on it. 6-1 Sooners. And that might do it. In fact, it will for Lizzie Ludwig. We'll have a pitching change for the Kansas Jayhawks. And they'll turn to Katie Brooks. An inning, period. Inning and a third so far for Ludwig. And Kansas will turn to one of their aces throughout the season, the right-handed pitcher Katie Brooks out of Bolivar, Missouri, by way of Bolivar High School.
Kansas, number 16, Katie Brooks.
They're chanting for Jada. They want their curtain call. They got it. Well, to kind of give you an idea of how things went for Brooks the last time she faced Oklahoma. One word. Well, I guess this would be two. Not good. She came away in one inning, 5 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them were earned. And that's the only time Oklahoma saw her. Faced her March 29th. She started the game where the Sooners put 12 on the board in the first inning. Here's the first pitch to Ella Parker, and that's in for strike one. Trying to go back on the scorebook to look at the Saturday game against Kansas and what the Sooners did as the 0-1 pitch swings. Looks out, Coach Gasso. Get out. You not only got Coach Gasso, but I think it almost caught a couple people in the camera well. Everybody good down there? Looks like it. No balls and 2 strikes to Parker, who walked and scored a run. No balls and 2 strikes. First, or the swings and fouls it back. Parker waits. They are giving her the middle of the field. Here's the 0-2. Swings and drills it back up the middle for a base hit. Wow. How about that? I mean, she absolutely smoked it. Let me clear up one thing as I look back. The Sooners put 17 on the board in that Saturday game. I keep saying the 12 runs. I'm getting this confused with the Tech game. It was 10 runs over 2 innings. 3 runs in the first, 7 runs in the second. They put a single run up in the third. First pitch to T.R.A. Jennings is a little bit low for ball 1. So it was a dominating performance by OU the last time they faced Brooks. But it did take them at least an inning to get going. Sooners sent 11 runners to the plate in that 7-run second inning. Here's the 1-0 to Jennings. She swings and drives one back up the middle. A base hit. Parker rounds second. Digs for third. First and third Sooners. 1 out, bottom of the second inning. Wow. T.R.A. Jennings is now 2 for 2. And Oklahoma as a team has pounded out 7 hits. Here's Brito. Right-handed hitting Sooner third baseman drove in the first 2 runs of the game with a double in the first inning. First pitch takes it a little bit low and away, ball one. Ball and no strikes. To Brito, who shows bunt. It's a squeeze. Here comes Parker. The ball comes free out of the glove of Moore after she tagged her, and Parker is safe. Jennings on her way to third. Brito is at second. Moore popped out on the squeeze bunt, had her dead to rights, and when she tagged Parker, she lost the ball. It's 7-1 Sooners with one out now and runners at second and third. Moore had Parker dead to rights, and it wasn't an overly physical slide. It was a hard slide. And it's 7-1 Sooners. Here's the pitch to Alina Torres. A little bit low, ball one. Our buddy Tom Varner has checked and he said the guy behind the plate is slow, but he is loud. Now, that is one thing that I have caught. You can see the shoulders and you can hear it, Tom, can't you? 1 ball and no strikes to Torres. Swing and a miss. She was way out in front of him. Let's see how they scored that. They'll say Brito reaches on a fielder's choice. So it doesn't look like there's going to be an RBI in that for Alyssa Brito. The 1-1 to Alina Torres, swings at one up in her eyes and fouls it straight back. Torres is behind on the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Kansas had a 1-zip lead in this game and has absolutely fallen apart since. OU looking for its third 2-out hit of the game. Looking for their third hit. And here's a bouncer back to the circle. Jennings breaks for home. We're going to have a rundown. Moore will chase her back to third. Now to the third baseman, Anderson, who throws it to Bagshaw, who will tag out Jennings at the plate. Jennings broke on contact based on Coach Gasso's lack of maybe some disappointment over there. It kind of looks like that might have been the plan. So Torres reaches on the fielder's choice. Now the Sooners are looking for their third 2-out hit. Here's Cassidy Pickering. 7-1 Sooners. 2 outs, second and third. Pickering grounded out to first her last time up. The righty Brooks brings it home. First pitch swinging, grounded foul past Bagshaw at first. Strike one. We see you checking in from all over the states, sneaking away from work on a Thursday, getting ready for hopefully a Friday semifinal matchup with BYU. Let us know where you're listening from at OU on the air. That's at OU on the air. The 0-1 to Pickering is low. It gets away. Here comes Brito. She'll try to score. She does! Alyssa Brito with a headfirst slide ahead of the tag by Lyric Moore. And it's 8-1 Sooners on the wild pitch. Straight up, flat out hustle by both Moore and Brito. And Brito's headfirst slide just ahead of the Moore tag. Wow. Aggressive on the base paths as Torres advances to third. That barely got away from Moore. No challenge. Brito was safe. The 1-1 to Pickering. A little bit out. 2 balls and a strike. Torres at third. 10 on the action clock. Brooks stares in. The 2-1. Pickering takes ball 3. Three balls and a strike. Hansen waits on deck. Pickering takes ball 4. Boy, we've seen a little bit of everything this half inning from the Sooners. A wild pitch that scores a run. A squeeze punt that scores a run on a ball that was dislodged from Lyric Moore. Now we're going to see our first pinch runner of the game. It'll be Hannah Core. So Hannah Core will be called upon here to take the place of Pickering at first. Thanks to Ela. Eric Lopez is here in the booth with us. He got my good angle in the back. And it looks like we're going to get Avery Hodge run as well. Coach Gasso looks up at the scoreboard, sees 8-1 Sooners, and realizes, I better give my young guns, Hodge and Core, a little bit of time here. Who, by the way, Core replaces a young gun over at first base. We'll likely see both in the field for the third. Quick meeting at the circle is over. Last time up, Hansen drilled one to left center field that just about left the yard. First and third, 2 outs, 8-1 Sooners. First pitch to Hansen. A little bit low, ball 1. If it wasn't a 7-run game, might be a situation like we saw in the first where the Sooners might try to activate that first and third play. Doubt we'll see it here with a 7-run lead, the 1-0. Strike, well, as I say that, there goes Core to second base. Steals the bag. No throw down by Moore. One ball and 1 strike. RBI double and scored a run for Hansen. Take strike 2. Well, if you were worried about any potential hangover from the frustration of the weekend, the Sooners shook that off pretty quick. The 1-2 pitch. Hansen grounds it towards the right side. Rozak up with it, throws, inning over. But Oklahoma has come out hot with the bats. And as we head to the third inning, the Sooners have an 8-1 lead. Are ready to go. So bring it to you after the leadoff at bat for Presley Limbaugh. Singled her last time up. 5 infielders for the Sooners. You've seen this look with 2 outfielders with the slap fast hitters before, and Limbaugh takes the first pitch low and in for ball 1. They'll shift Avery Hodge, who is now in the game at second base. She'll move over towards the third base side of the second base bag, kind of where a normal shortstop would play. The 1-0 is low, ball 2. Jennings is playing even with the third base line, basically not quite between second and third, a little bit more towards the bag, and hugging that line is Alyssa Brito. Coleman is in at second. There's ball 3. This is one way to work around that shift. Throw 3 straight balls. Maxwell gets a little word of encouragement from Brito. Walks to the back of the circle. She's fallen behind at Presley Limbaugh. 3 balls and no strikes with an 8-1 lead. The pitch. Ball 4. We owe you station ID. Let's take it now. Let's pause 10 seconds. For station identification, this is Sooner Softball from Learfield.
ABC Delson, a product of Tyler Mead, powered by Parrish Devon, official personal injury lawyers of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Visit pepperwings.com.
Ainsley Linduff singled her last time up. She bats here with a runner at first and nobody out. First pitch. 5 straight balls to start this half inning for Maxwell. Kinsey Hansen's going to jog out and check. Well, we always love to know where you're listening from, especially with so many of you grinding away on a Thursday afternoon. Our third inning shout-outs brought to you by Century Roofing. Century Roofing, on guard for Oklahoma. CenturyRoofingOK.com. Traylon DeCurr, first in today. Kenneth Matthews up in Broken Arrow. Randy Ritchie in North Carolina in the house. And C. Mills has us tuned in along with Larry down to that St. Pete Soonerton. And there's Joel in Rogersville. The 1-0 pitch to Linduff, swing and a miss, strike 1. Well, whatever Kinsey Hansen said worked. Greg K, while working today, has us locked in. Cindy Coleman, Tina K, and Edmond. Gunny out in Porter. It's the 1-1 pitch from Maxwell is headed home, low and in. Actually, Gunny checking in before he makes his way to work in Broken Arrow. Sorry, Gunny. 2 balls and a strike here. Maxwell with 4 on the action clock. Just gets going in time. The 2-1 is grounded back to Kelly. Pops out of her glove. Spins, goes to second. Got him! Popped out of her glove. She recovered. Throws to second. It looks like Jennifer McFalls is going to challenge this. Or at the very least, go try to talk our second base umpire into taking another look at it. I say our second base umpire. That's technically our third base umpire, Dustin Douglas. Yep, the challenge is going to be Kansas's. I'll tell you what, if that's a missed call based on where Dustin Douglas was positioned, I don't know how you could be in a better position as an umpire. It's our second review brought to you by Noble McIntyre and McIntyre Law, the law firm you should turn to for all your personal injury needs. McFalls was trying to talk him into it. It's her second challenge, so Kansas is out of challenges, but you're down 8-1. It's the difference between runners at first and second and nobody out, and a runner at first with 1 out. We're getting the slow-mo replay here. Maxwell had it pop out of her glove. She recovered, throws to second. Ooh, I think she might be safe. I think she beat the throw. And maybe from the position of where Douglas was, he might have thought the ball was in the glove of Jennings sooner than it was. And indeed, they're overturning the call on the field. So Kansas doing what they did in the first inning, putting the first 2 runners aboard for Lyric Moore, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI. First pitch, up high, ball 1. Kelly will have these stretches where the strike zone is a challenge. We're in the midst of one of them right now. First, and Jen Rocha sees it. She's going to go out and chat with him. So Kansas 1 for 2 on their challenges so far today. And we'll see how big this one ends up being with Jen Rocha out talking to her starter, Kelly Maxwell. Our buddy Doug Hamilton is checked in. He's always on board from Hockley, Texas. Debbie and J.O. Parker are in Montezuma, Iowa. Brett is ready to roll out in New York. Nate Dogg's in Norman. The Kitches are tuned in today. Sooner Judy in Silver City, New Mexico. Ron and Tracy are out in McAllister, the Chick-fil-A. Jennifer is listening while doing yard work in Las Vegas. Chris Emerson is tuned in from Jinx. Hit some more of those as the broadcast rolls on. We're solo today. Destiny McElroy will join us tomorrow. And then DJ Sanchez for the rest of the postseason. Meeting is over. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Lyric Moore with runners at first and second and nobody out. That's in for a strike. (8-1). 8 runs on 7 hits for the Sooners. The 1-1 fouled off the foot of Lyric Moore. 1-2 strikes. There is 0 pace to this game either. We have played 2 innings in an hour. Maxwell steps off, gets time. I think Lyric Moore had actually asked for that. Now Jen Rocha just wanted clarity on something as she popped out of the dugout. We're good to go. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Maxwell brings it home. Misses high, 2-2. No, there's storms all around us. I hope everybody's safe south of Norman. But it has been gorgeous here today. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Line drive, foul down the right side. Good to hear from our buddy Bill Haston, tuned in Tulsa. One of the best in the business. Great sports writer. You might know him as Bill Hastings. I know him as Bill Hastings. Lees are tuned in Cedar Park. B.A. Boomer watching from where else but Broken Arrow. Miss Jane Jetson's in Plano. Back to action, the 2-2. Swing and a miss! Threw it right by her. Moore swung through it. The second strikeout of the game for Kelly Maxwell, and there is one away. Here's Haley Cripe.
Now batting the shortstop, number 41, Haley Cripe.
Cripe flied out to left field, shallow left field her last time up. From shallow now a few steps back for Boone as the first pitch is up high, ball one. Brought this up earlier, no outfield seating for the Big 12 tournament. It will look much different when we're back here in 3 weeks. The 1-0 pitch to Cripe is a bunt. Maxwell, gloves, throws to first, 2 away. Sacrifice works, but now you need a 2-out hit from Olivia Bruno.
Now batting the designated player, number 23, Olivia Bruno.
Bruno, her last time up, got caught looking. One of the big bats in this Kansas lineup. Right-hander digs in. A right-handed hitter digs in as Maxwell, long look at the pitch watch. She rocks and fires. First pitch, check swing on a ball that misses a little bit out. 1 ball and no strikes. 8-1 Sooners, top of the third. Kelly with runners at second and third brings it home, and that ball's hit high and shallow to center field, ranging over towards right center now. Coleman makes the catch, and that'll do it for Kansas in the third. They strand 2 more. KU has stranded 4 as we head to the bottom of the third. All Sooners, 8-1 Oklahoma. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. Bottom of the third, 8-1 Sooners. It's been all Oklahoma. After falling behind 1-0, the Sooners have rolled. Sooner softball brought to you by the people of Oklahoma of Oil and Natural Gas. They're on the job 24/7, producing the energy to fuel modern life. They're also voluntarily restoring thousands of acres of land, over 20,000 orphan wells today, plus contributing millions to our state schools each year. Hear all their stories at oerb.com/Mike Rowe. Riley Boone leads things off. First pitch swinging, ground ball. Fair! Down the third baseline, into the corner. Off to the races is Boone. It's a stand-up leadoff double. That ball hopped over the bag, kicked up some chalk, and Limbaugh got it right as it hit the corner of the left field wall. Wow. Riley Boone now, 5 straight at bats with a hit. And this time it's a leadoff double. There the PA guy announced Q Lilio will get an at-bat here. With a runner at second, nobody out. First pitch to Q. A little bit low, ball 1. Again, with Lilio, it's easy to get a little lost in the numbers. Not hitting all that well, has struggled to find a groove this season. Had a rough at bat this weekend against Oklahoma State. The 1-0 pitch is in for a strike. But if you want to find someone who is an absolute vibe setter, the Oceanside, California redshirt sophomore is that. 1 ball and 1 strike. Let's see if she can find a gap here. The pitch is high, 2-0. Boone is moving around like crazy out of second base. 5 straight plate appearances with a hit for Riley Boone. She's had a hit in 6 of her last 7 at-bats. Here's the 2-1 to Q. Ground ball foul down the first base line. She kicks the dirt. Was the number 5 player in the 2022 class. Extra innings. I guess technically it would be that 21 class. It's 22 as their freshman year. She swings and fouls the 2-2 pitch down the first baseline. .435 high school average as a sophomore in 2019. First time I saw Q Lilio was in the Alliance Fast Pitch All-Star game that was actually here in Oklahoma City. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Q, swing and a miss. Down goes Lilio. It's the first strikeout of the game for a Kansas pitcher. And here comes Jada Coleman. Granny Karen and Papa Dwayne have checked in from Orlando. Christy McMurphy is in the house. Burley Boomer is with us down in Fort Worth. Brian's in Seattle, Washington. Steven's listening to the Sooners in the dentist chair in Brandon, Mississippi. Oh, my goodness. Sorry about that, Steven. Coleman's 1 for 1 with a home run and 2 runs scored. She takes strike 1. One of the most efficient innings the Sooners had this season came against Kansas in that second game, that 7-run second. The 0-1 pitch, low, and it gets away from Lyric Moore. Easy jump to third for Riley Boone. And now something we haven't been able to say in a while for the Sooners. That runner at third puts Oklahoma on the cusp, putting this game in run rule territory in the bottom of the third inning with only 1 out. Here's the 1-1, headed home to Jada Coleman, way outside, 2-1. Let's get a live look at Coleman's season average. 401, back over 400 for Jada. She's deep in the box waiting on this 2-1 pitch from Brooks. The righty brings it home. A little bit low, ball 3. 44 walks on the season for Jada to just 5 strikeouts. The home run she hit was her 12th of the season. A 3-1 to Jada, ball 4. And I don't think there was a pitch that missed, or was you could complain about, should have been a strike. Looked like all those missed by quite a bit. Here's Ella Park. Melanie and Bryn are in Seattle. B.A. Boomer is watching from where else but B.A. Lees are up in Cedar Park, Texas, and Michael from Lake of the Ozarks. See y'all sneaking away from work a little bit today. First pitch to Parker is low, ball 1. Looked like a pretty good pitch. I talked about how it didn't feel like these were anywhere close to the zone, and then on the very next pitch, Brooks misses on one that looked like it could have been a strike. The 1-0 to Ella Parker. A little bit in, 2-0. Parker is 1 for 1. She's scored it twice. Walked in the first on a 3-2 pitch that was way inside. And then rocketed a single back up the middle in the second after Jada's home run. 2-0, hitters count here. Swings and lines one to left field, and it'll get to the wall. Past a diving Limbaugh, scoring easily is Boone. Patty Gasso will send Jada Coleman. She'll score from first on a 2-run double from Ella Parker. It's 10-1 Sooners. Hello, run rule territory. We've missed you. It's the bottom of the third, and it's 10-1 Sooners. It looked like Limbaugh might have a beat on it, but that ball kept slicing away from her. And it's a 2-run double from the freshman Ella Parker. And that'll do it for Brooks. RBI 48 and 49 on the season for Ella Parker. And Kansas will go to the pen. I mean, you got to go to Hamilton here as your last hope, right? And they will. Casey Hamilton will be called upon.
Now pitching for the Jayhawks, number 24, Casey Hamilton.
The senior out of Topeka. she's been their, I think it's fair to say, she's been their ace all season long. The lefty got off to a fantastic start this season, and in fairness, has had a really good year. Big bounce back after maybe not the best junior campaign, a 3.43 ERA. But she is 11-14, has been credited with 3 saves, 165 in the third innings, 103 strikeouts to 72 walks, 88 runs, 81 of those are earned. I see our buddy Drake is tuned in the ref studios. My mom is hanging out. Paige is out in Tulsa. Grumpy Mailman is on his mail route in Okarche. Stacy is in Burbank, Oklahoma. Ronnie is listening for the MMAC. Bridgeport, Texas, that's where Tim Radliff is. Chris is listening with his dad in Las Vegas. And Sean and the Cool Beths are tuned in while driving to Oklahoma City to watch the Washington Warriors play in the first game of the 3A state tournament. Pitching change complete. Hamilton in. 10-1 Sooners. Here's Tiare Jennings. Sooners are fans of the shout-outs today. They want to keep this third inning going. Tiare is 2 for 2. First pitch gets away from Moore, but Parker's going to stay at second. Lyric did a good job racing to get that. Jennings singled in the first on a ball that hit off the pitcher Ludwig at the time. And then had a base hit back up the middle in the second. The 1-0 is in for a strike. Hamilton's the third pitcher of the day for the Kansas Jayhawks. After having a pretty busy night last night. The 1-1 hangs up high, 2 balls and a strike. Kansas had to hold on late to hold off a furious rally from Houston. Two balls and a strike. Good cut, fouled straight back. Jada Coleman's run, if you're looking at numbers and notes and stats, was her 60th of the season. 2-2 pitch to Jennings in the dirt, ball 3. I believe, according to our expert insider Jessica Boehm, who is tuned in up in Ohio, that's 271 for her career, and she has moved into 9th all-time. Kayla Broad out of Alabama and Caitlin Boyd from Arizona State. Incredible career numbers continue for Jada Coleman. The 3-2. Good cut again, fouled straight back. I don't check your math, Jessica. I just assume that you're right. It is the third run scored of the day for Jada. So that indeed would put her at 60 on the season. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We'll do it again here to Tiare Jennings with the Sooners up 10-1. Hamilton brings it home. Oh, it hit Tiare Jennings in the arm. The home plate umpire is trying to say it hit the bat. Get this guy out of here if he tries to say that. It came inside and it caught Jennings right on the inside of her forearm. The umpires are going to come together and talk about it. Getting the replay now, a little bit behind and delayed in our feed in our broadcast booth here at Devon Park. Well, he jumped out and said foul ball right away. And now everyone's going to come together. It looked like Tiare Jennings was caught between a swing and trying to get out of the way. She's in pain. Patty Casso. Coach Gasso, the three umpires are standing a little bit in front of and in the field of play, the third base bag. Coach Gasso is waiting in foul territory. Let's see, we're watching the replay. The head of her bat comes down behind her arm.
The following play is under review.
And they're going to look at it. The barrel of her bat comes down, but it looks like it hits her on the arm before it hits the barrel of the bat. We got a really good look at it. Great job by the ESPN camera crew. Ooh, that's a tough call. It's hard to tell. Tiare Jennings, though, is not somebody that I've ever known to try to bluff an umpire. The review is already over. Yeah, I'd hit her. She's off to first base. The only thing that seemed odd, I think, was the positioning of the bat. And that was the shortest McIntyre Law review we've ever had. Noble McIntyre, the law firm you should turn to for all your personal injury needs. So Jennings is aboard on the hit by pitch. And here's Brito. Brito's 1 for 2 with a double, 2 RBI, and a run scored. Parker's at second. Jennings is at first. The lefty Hamilton brings it home. First pitch, swing and a miss. Hamilton had a little bit more success against Oklahoma this season earlier. The 6-1 game. She won all 7 innings. 6 runs, 5 of them earned. Brito takes the 0-1 lone away, 1-1. Mentioning that we were looking back quite a bit at the old BC scorebook. Thinking about that first and second inning, the hot start the Sooners had in the Saturday game. Brito hit the ball hard off Hamilton. The 1-1 is an off speed that hangs up a little bit high, 2-1. Yeah, Brito in that game, it's funny. She went 0 for 4, and every out seemed to be a hard hit out off Hamilton, including 2 fly balls deep to the wall. This one is hit well to right field, but foul territory racing over is Lindup to make the catch. Parker will tag and take third. There's 2 away on the fly out by Brito, and here comes Torres. First and third for the Sooners. Jennings at first, Parker at third. 10-1, Oklahoma leads it. The bottom of the third inning. Avery, got ahead of myself in my scorebook. Torres, Hodge replaced her pinch running and then in defense. So Avery Hodge gets her first plate appearance of the game. First pitch to Hodge is in for a strike. Hamilton went 6 1/3 last night in the win over Houston. 7 hits, 5 runs. Part of the reason why Ludwig may have got the start here today is because she was fantastic out of the pen last night. Here's the no ball, 1 strike pitch to Avery Hodge. A little bit in, 1-1. Ludwig got the save last night. 2/3 of an inning, walked 1, faced 4 batters, and slowed down a furious 3-run 7th inning rally from Houston to give Kansas the 6-5 win. Here's the 1-1 to Hodge. Almost hit her. 2-1. 304 now on the season. That's the batting average for Hodge. Her on-base percentage is .385. She's been hitting the ball well, seeing it well. See if that run can continue here. She waits on the 2-1 pitch from Hamilton. The lefty matchup in for strike 2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Hodge. looking to add to the Sooners' 9-run lead. Set up a rematch with BYU in tomorrow's semifinals. Here's the 2-2 to Hodge. Swings and pops it foul. All out of play. Our buddy Jeff Fellows has checked in on the way to Shawnee from Bristol. Then everyone. Brandon Jacks, the mayor of Medill, is in the house. Paula, Rudy, and Vince are at Lake Thunderbird. Cool Mo J is in Norman. Joseph is in McAllister. Mo Sooner is where else but Missouri? Houston, Missouri. Terry and Janet in Spain. How about that? The 2-2 pitch to Avery Hodge. Skips past Moore. And Parker started to come home. She'll head back to third and slide in ahead of the tag by Anderson. Much like we saw whenever Oklahoma played Kansas, Lyric Moore is absolutely taking a beating behind the plate. But she keeps ticking. May have saved Kansas a run there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Second and third. 2 outs. Bottom of the third. The pitch to Hodge. She swings and hammers one deep to center field. Racing back is Price to make the catch on the warning track. And that'll end the third for the Sooners. But what a third it was. OU adds 2 more. And as we head to the fourth, it's the Sooners all over the Kansas Jayhawks 10-1. Peyton Monticelli is a pitcher who could be a bit of a matchup difference maker in the postseason. They just need to see it. They just need more consistency. And boy, does she have a great attitude. She's going to be a favorite among Sooner fans. Throws hard, right-handed arm, transfer from Wisconsin by way of Cedarburg, Wisconsin. A 1.29 ERA. Member of the Great Britain senior women's team. Started 13 games last year in Wisconsin. There's only had 1 start for the Sooners, and I think this is good because the Sunday game against Kansas is where the struggles seem to start for Peyton Monticelli, or at least the third game in that series. I believe that was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. A little longer mid-inning break here as the TV cameras are really focused on. Get Coach McFalls here in her mid-inning interview. Nope, Coach McFalls is actually making some changes. Savannah DeRoche is going to pinch hit here. No mid-inning interview to speak of. But Peyton Monticelli will get the call here for the Sooners. Ella Parker is now in at first. So that infield is Parker at first, Hodge at second, Tiare Jennings at short, and Alyssa Brito at third. Riley Ludlam is in behind the plate, so it's a battery of Monticelli and Ludlam. Outfield stays the same. Boone in left, Coleman in center, and Corin right. First pitch today, Roche is low and in, ball 1. That game against Kansas, a third of an inning, 1 hit, 2 earned runs, walked to batter as well. Here's the 1-0. Just misses inside, 2-0. That came on the heels of a solid job out of the pen the day before in game 2 of the KU series, where she struck out both of the batters that she faced in the 5th inning. The 2-0 pitch, fouled off to the right side. 17 innings pitched on this season. 22 strikeouts, 8 walks, 1.24 ERA. First time the Sooners have gone to Monticelli since April 20th. 2/3 of an inning allowed a hit, walked 1 against Houston. She falls behind 3-1 here. 10-1 Sooners. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Sooner softball presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. And today's game is presented by our OU Community Cornerstone partners, Fowler Auto Group, OG&E, OU Health, and Coca-Cola. University of Oklahoma Athletics is one with you. Here's the 3-1. Swings and pops it up to center field. Jada Coleman fighting the sun, makes the catch. 1-1. Coleman had that right arm extended as it seemed like the sun poked right out behind the clouds as she was looking up. When you can't be at the game, Sooner Sports TV has you covered on the air and online at Soonersports.tv. Sooner Sports TV is presented by our Cornerstone partners, Anheuser-Busch and OU Health. And Orthodontics exclusively is proud to sponsor the junior captain of the game. Junior Captain, the ultimate fan experience for children's age 6 through 12. 2 locations in Norman and South Oklahoma City. Every consultation is free. First pitch to Ashlyn Anderson is up and away, ball 1. Check out the great people in Orthodontics exclusively at orthoexc.com. 10 runs for the Sooners on 9 hits. A home run from Jada Coleman is the 1-0. Good spot. Strike 1. Kenzie Hansen nearly left the yard on a ball that hit right off the left center field fence. 1 ball and a strike to Anderson. A little I didn't mean to check swing is rocketed into the stands. To go the Sooners 9 hits. You can also tack on 4 walks and a hit by pitch as well, which was originally ruled a foul ball. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Anderson. Another one of those check swings that the third baseman fouls away. Anderson walked in the second inning to lead off the second. And on a fly ball into right center field, for some reason, either she misjudged it or didn't realize how well positioned Cassidy Pickering was. She got too far off the bag and got picked off on the double play. The 1-2 from Monticelli. Ooh, that just missed. What do they have her on the gun? See that? It looks like she's throwing extraordinarily hard here on a Thursday afternoon. Again, a 2-2 pitch, Monticelli. Boy, I don't know where that missed. Might have been a little bit low. Saw our buddy Gary Bonner had checked in. He was living on Tulsa time this week. And I don't think we can go through a broadcast without wishing a huge happy birthday to Andrea Gasson. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. 2 away. Kane Monticelli pumped up. I feel like that sometimes we forget the importance of not just the great support staff that you see. Jackie Livingston, the strength coaches, Joe, and the job that Garrett and all of his crew do on the equipment side of things. The Jim Gassos, Paul Roaches, and Andrea Gasso. They get lost in the mix. So happy birthday, Drea. I hope you get to celebrate today. Here's Addison Purvis. And the first pitch is a little bit low and in for ball 1 to Purvis. First chance to see the senior out of Sullivan, Missouri, who transferred to Kansas from Mississippi State. Big left-handed bat waits on the 1-0 pitch from Peyton Monticelli, who rocks and fires. Swings and hits a fly ball pretty deep to left field. Racing in foul territory is Boone, and it just nicks off her glove before she crashed into the wall. 10-1 Sooners. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Boone's okay. Maybe a little bit frustrated. Her and Coleman are having a conversation about it right now. Jada quickly gets back to center field. The pitch clock, action clock, is at 8. Monticelli's ready. Purvis waits. Here comes the 1-1 hitter. Wow. Right in the back. Purvis heads down to first. These are those moments now for Monticelli as we're going to get a new runner, a pinch runner here. Emma Tatum is going to come into run here.
Pitch running for the Jayhawks, number 20, Emma Tatum.
You can't let one pitch bring you down too much. That's one thing you got to do if you're Peyton Monticelli. Kelly Lyons has checked in. Kelly, we're thinking of you today. Buddy Jalen sitting in the school car line in Waco. Oh, my goodness. Can't think of a worse place to be. Sitting in the line just waiting. First pitch to Angela Price is low for ball one. The Harsmans are in Grand Canyon today. Stands in Chattanooga, Tennessee on his road to Blue Ridge, and Chad checking in from his desk in Belton, Texas. 1-0 pitch to Price. In for a strike, 1-1. Chuck, don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Chuck said, keep your eyes open, raining heavy in Del City. We are of the understanding that we are in the clear here in Oklahoma City. Fingers crossed. Here's the 1-1 to Price. Wow, sawed her off as she fouled it back. 10 runs on 9 hits for the Sooners. Kansas jumped out early in the first. Grabbed a 1-zip lead after back-to-back singles to start the game, and then Kelly Maxwell set him down in order. And Oklahoma put a crooked number up in the first, second, and third. Got this game in run rule territory in the fourth. Here comes the 1-2. Missed up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well off that left field line is Riley Boone. Both her and Jada Coleman are having a conversation about blocking the sun somehow from left to center field. The 2-2 pitch popped up. Shortstop. Jennings under it. Makes the catch, inning over. That'll do it for Kansas in the top of the fourth. Good inning for Peyton Monticelli. Works around the 2-out hit by pitch to set down the Jayhawks. And they strand another. As we head to the bottom of the fourth inning, Hannah Core is going to lead things off for the Sooners here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Oklahoma up 10-1 in a game that has had really no true rhythm to it. It started about an hour late. 35 minutes, right, Ray? About 35 minutes late. 2:05 first pitch. We were scheduled for 1:30.
At first base.
I was just thinking about the pregame show, the 45-minute pregame show. But the Jayhawks jumped out early, had a 1-zip lead, and Oklahoma has scored 10 unanswered runs, a 5-run first. They've done it with only 1 home run. That was Jada Coleman's solo shot in the second, and they've scored in every inning. Now Jennifer McFalls is having her TV interview, so that has slowed things down here just a bit. Oh, I want to get caught up on a couple of these. Kayla Hargis is tuned in from Hereford, Texas. Redhead Sooner is in the house. Always love to hear from them. Jalen, our Brett, is tuned in. Chuck Williams in the house. Teresa Sooner, Amy in Tomball, Texas. Charlie K and Brad Taylor in Tulsa. All right, here we go. Interview's over. Meeting's over. Hamilton back to work. First pitch to Hannah Core is a little bit low and away, ball 1. Hannah Core's last at bat was an RBI single for the 8th run of the Bedlam game. Let's see if she can keep the good-looking swings going as she hits here in Cassidy Pickering's spot. Pickering went 0 for 1 with a walk. Core swings and lifts one to right field. Easy play. Linda ranges over for the first out of the half inning. Few changes for Kansas, in fact, defensively. Thought that looked a little bit different. That is now Buzzards in the game out in right field.
Number 30, Riley Ludlam.
DeRoches has stayed in to play first. Tatum is now in for Rozak at second. And everything else has stayed the same. Here's Riley Ludlam's first plate appearance of the day. Takes a strike. Kinsey Hansen went 1 for 2 in this spot with an RBI double and a run scored. Ludlam takes it outside. Riley on the season, hitting .333. Of course, her biggest contribution this year came when Kinsey Hansen went down with an injury after the first game of the Texas series, and she was flawless filling in behind the plate. She swings and fouls this one back to me. Come on, baby. Oh. Little short. I don't even think I could have got there if I dove. Ludlam transferred in from Furman. Been good to see her make the most of her final year of eligibility. She's been a difference maker. The 1-2 is swung on and grounded to second, bobbled for a moment by Tatum. She throws to first, and there's 2 away. And Riley Boone will head into tomorrow's semifinal game with a hit in 5 straight at bats because Maya Bland is going to get an opportunity to pinch hit here. You think about this freshman class. We all know about Ella Parker. We all know about Cassidy Pickering. We don't know yet about Maya Bland, the Argyle, Texas product.
For the Sooners, number 12, Maya Bland.
But boy, does she have an opportunity to be a difference maker in 2025. Guess who else does is Nelly. I can't wait to see Nelly finally unleashed. She's been with the team all season, but redshirting this year. First pitch to Maya Bland is outside. Ball 1. Nelly McEnroe Marinas had been battling what looked to be a bit of a shoulder issue. Redshirted this year, but she was putting on a show in fall ball before she got hurt. Bland swings at the 1-0 pitch and pops it up a mile behind home plate. It's going to fall down on the netting and roll down. So to me, the reason I bring it up is not only because of the incredible future for Pickering and Parker, but that's just half of the excitement for the Oklahoma Sooners in this freshman class going forward. Ball and a strike to Bland. A lefty-lefty matchup. Maya rips one into right field, a base hit. I'm telling you what, man. Do not sleep on Maya Bland in 2025. How about the 8th spot in the lineup today? 3 for 3. Bland does some version of a dance over at first. Here's Quincy Lilio. That would be the 10th hit of the game for the Sooners. Lilio's 0 for 1, a strikeout her last time up. She has slid into, I guess, this DP role for the Sooners. As the first pitch from Hamilton is headed home, Lilio takes it way up and away, ball 1. Went back during the break and was watching the hit by pitch of Tiare Jennings. Some of the replays, that, at least on our feed in here, had been a little bit kind of staccato-y, a little bit broken up. I don't know how they could have called that a foul ball. The 1-0 pitch misses outside, 2-0. After watching it 2 or 3 times, that's got to be one of those where, as an umpire, when a coach, if a coach in that instance had to challenge it and you're so sure about it, you got to give them back their challenge. My bad. That was bad. Lilio swings at the 2-0 and skies it into shallow right field, foul territory, racing over and not enough room for either Tatum or Buzzard. I think Buzzard lost it, the right fielder, as she was racing in.
Everybody clap your hands.
Two more games tonight. Texas and Texas Tech will follow us, though there is a separate session, so they'll empty the stadium. And then later tonight, maybe one of the more anticipated first quarterfinal games, Baylor and UCF. Lilio bounces one towards short, charging his Scribe throws, and that'll do it for the Sooners in the fourth. But Oklahoma is 3 outs away from a semifinal showdown with BYU. We head to the fifth inning. Oklahoma 10, Kansas 1. Bob Moore Ford is proud to honor service members through the Patriot of the Game. To nominate a Patriot, visit bobmooreford.com/hero. And the University of Oklahoma and Sooner Sports Properties would like to thank our concession partners, Anheuser-Busch, Fletcher's Original Corny Dogs, Coca-Cola, The Baked Bear, Community Coffee, Taco Mayo, Boomerang Diner, Schwab Meat, and Uber Eats. Here comes the infield shift for Presley Limbaugh, who is 1 for 1 on the day with a walk, a run scored, and a single. Brito tight in at third. Kind of looks like a staggered, slanted line over on the left side of the infield for the Sooners. Brito at third. Jennings at kind of third. Avery Hodge at shortstop. Then there's Coleman and Parker on the right side of the infield with Jada Moore shaded towards second base. There's a strike from Monticelli, who's back to work. Boone is in center in this alignment. Core is in left, and there is not a right fielder. So in other words, if I've understood how this has been told to me, anything that gets into right field, Jada better be going. The 1-1 is in for strike two. Wow, this game, it's kind of wild. You think the 2:05 first pitch, just now pushing towards the 2-hour mark. 1-2. Boy, that's a really good spot that misses low and away. If there's anything I've learned from DJ Sanchez, that's where you want a 1-2 pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sooner fans here clap in unison. They've dominated so far, and there's a chopper back up the middle, cut off by Hodge, who dropped it. And as Avery tried to spin and throw to first, she just lost the handle. Let's get Presley Limbaugh out of here. She's been a problem. Runner at first for Ainsley Linduff. See if she's going to hit here. Nope, Sophia Buzzard.
Now batting number 17.
Oh, the PA guy got thrown. It's Sophia Buzzard. The lefty digs in with a runner at first and nobody out. First pitch swinging, and she fouls it straight back. Did you know every dollar you donate to the Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation goes directly to research, helping Oklahomans and people everywhere live longer, healthier lives? Learn more about Oklahoma's Medical Research Foundation at omrf.org. No ball, 1 strike pitch to Buzzard, who waits. Ball pops out of the glove of Ludlam. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sun shining brightly here on what used to be USA Softball Hall of Fame Stadium, is now Devon Park. Monticelli brings home the 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The second wall, the slow pitch wall, if you will, has a blue tarp all the way across it with Visit Oklahoma City on the left field side. The USA Softball logo adorns the rest. Beautiful backdrop. 1-2, foul back. USA Softball logo in right center field. And in huge white letters on the blue backdrop, softball capital of the world. You don't see this whenever you come for this World Series because the bleachers usually block it. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Monticelli. Swings and pops it up on the infield a mile high. Who's got it? Jennings calls for it, makes the catch, and there's one away. Buzzard is retired. This is Lyric Moore's spot.
Now batting for the Jayhawks, number 3.
We'd like to thank our OU community outreach partners, Fowler Auto Group, OU Health, OG&E, and Coca-Cola. The University of Oklahoma Athletics is one with you, and Love's Travel Stops, the presenting sponsor of OU softball. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Moore has the only RBI for KU today that came in the first. She takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. I'm a Lyric Moore fan. I've enjoyed watching her. She is gritty and really seems to be a bright spot for this team. Takes strike 1. In this era that you don't know who has how many years of eligibility left, I'm pretty sure for Lyric Moore, this could be her final collegiate game. KU very much on the wrong side of the bubble right now for the NCAA tournament. The 1-1 is popped up right side. Ella Parker makes the catch, and there's 2 away. Haley Cripe.
Now batting number 41, Haley Cripe.
She'll be the last hope for Kansas. This has felt more like it today, hasn't it? This has had a good vibe. This has had a good feel to it. Even despite some of the struggles early on from Kelly Maxwell. 10-1 Sooners. The first pitch to Cripe. Monticelli throws it right by her for strike 1. Whenever Monticelli is on, she is just absolutely electric. No balls and a strike. Monticelli rocks, fires. Misses up. 1-1. Tomorrow's first pitch is at 5 o'clock. There is no game before ours, so we cannot be delayed. We'll be on the air. Well, weather. We'll be on the air with a 4:45 pregame show. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Oklahoma is 1 strike away from advancing to the semifinals to play BYU. And they're 1 strike away from win number 47. Monticelli brings it home. High, 2-2. Cripe on the day is 0 for 1. Flied out to left in the first, had the sacrifice bunt in the third. Listen to this crowd. The 2-2 pitch headed home. Way outside, ball 3. That had a little extra on it from Monticelli. Full count. Limbaugh will get a head start. Sooners clear of that run rule number by at least a run for now. 3-2 pitch popped up behind home plate. No play to be made. BYU 7, Oklahoma State 2 in game 1. It'll be a rematch of one of the more shocking results of the 2024 season. If the Sooners can get one more strike here and shut down this Kansas Jayhawks season potentially. The 3-2 popped up a mile high. Who's got it? Brito comes racing in, but Riley Ludlam makes a basket catch at home plate. Bowl game. Win column Sooners. Game over. Oklahoma will live to fight another day in the Big 12 tournament after rocking the Kansas Jayhawks in run rule fashion. The final score on a Thursday afternoon in Oklahoma City. Sooners 10, Jayhawks 1.